My name's Altyn Cader. I'm actually undeclared, but I have an interest in the medical field or anything involved with that. I'm playing men's soccer and I'm a center back. I'm originally from Spokane, Washington. That's where I went to high school, and I'm actually still here, and I'll be moving down to Turlock when we have games.
Awesome. So, what are your future goals?
My future goals, that's a good question. I just want to be able to help people. Like all my life, I've been looking at like the medical field, and for some reason it's interested me more than like engineering because my dad's a mechanical engineer, and both my older brothers, I have two of them, and they both like engineering, but I've never really liked it. I wanted to be able to use my skills to be able to help people or save lives or something like that.
Awesome. Paving your own path. I think that
Yeah.
that's great. So you play soccer. So if you could play any sport that is not soccer, what would you play and why?
Um, Probably basketball. I played basketball for like 6 or 7 years, but it just got in the way with both the practices and traveling so much to soccer. So I had to give one up, and I just like soccer a lot more.
And coming all the way from Washington, why did you choose Stanislaus State?
It was mainly because of the coaches. I actually knew both of the coaches ahead of time. Morgan Cathy, the head coach, coached at Whitworth, which is a college up in Spokane where I'm from. And then Cameron Boucher was originally one of my coaches 4 or 5 years ago for my club. And then he coached at Gonzaga. So I got in contact with them and we just started talking.
Well, that's awesome. So that was kind of already an interesting story, but my next question was, what is an interesting story about yourself or a funny story that you could tell me and the people watching this that no one really knows about you?
Well, a lot of people, like a lot of my friends now, don't really know that I traveled outside of the country for the first time on a plane. And during that trip, it's not really a funny story, it's kind of more scary, but it's funny to me now. We were traveling to Ireland for one of my cousin's weddings. And during that trip, we decided to go to Italy. And on that flight to Italy, the pilot hit the emergency button and said we had to take an emergency landing in the water. But we were flying over mountains and like fields, so there's no water, so we were really confused. But it came on the intercom, and they were like, you need to get your life jackets on. We're gonna crash. Prepare for landing. Like brace for everything. And my brother slept through the whole thing, like just completely the whole thing. The flight attendants came down like nothing was going wrong, collecting trash, and just we were freaking out. But now we just talk about it like it was a joke. But some scary moments.
That's absolutely insane. Those things happen, but I've never talked to anyone that's actually been in that situation. So,
Yeah.
good thing you're safe. That's good. Has that impacted your wanting to fly at all?
Not at all. No.
Just keep going. That's good.
Yeah.
Good for you. So, did you have any favorite TV shows while you were growing up?
Favorite TV shows? I really enjoyed the Mythbusters. Have you watched that?
Hmm.
Yeah, that was me and my two older brothers. We watched that probably. We watched it every week. Just my oldest brother got us into it, and we just kept watching it for years.
Do you have a favorite episode?
No, I don't think so. The Probably one where they blew something up, but can't pick a certain one.
Did you learn anything new over your summer break?
Um, it might sound kind of cliche, but I learned to cherish what you have because I didn't really like going into the high school season for soccer. I wasn't really 100% into it because my team kind of gave up like during tryouts already. So I was like, I don't know if I want to play. I kind of wanted to go get a job, make some money. And then when we couldn't play, it was one of the worst things that had happened for high school soccer, not having the senior season. So kind of regret not taking more advantage of what I had, like the days we could play.
Totally. I think that's a great lesson that you learned and that can be shared with anyone out there. So, do you have a role model in your life and why are they your role model?
By my dad. So my dad came over. He's from Africa. He came over when he was 18, and he first time being in the States. And he just worked hard and got his degree, got a PhD. My mom also has a PhD, so she's a role model as well. Just want to be able to work as hard in college as they did and get a degree that will help me in life.
I think that's great. It's great to have two parents that are great role models for you and just keep you wanting to push harder every day. So that's awesome.
Definitely.
Speaking of people, if you could have coffee or lunch with anyone, they can be dead or alive, who would you have coffee or lunch with?
Probably the Brazilian Ronaldo, the forward, number 9. That would be one, but I'd have to work on my Spanish, Portuguese, something he can speak. So not trying to be sitting there and not be able to talk to him.
For sure. So, do you have a favorite professional sport that you love to watch? I know it may be soccer, but if it's something else, what sport is it, and who is your favorite team?
I don't really have a favorite team. I do like watching football though. The NFL mostly, not really college, but like when UW is playing, UW and WSU, I like those because it's just like my home state's playing, you know.
Yeah, football's super exciting to watch, so it's a good one. Do you have a favorite movie? I know that's a hard question, but do you have a favorite movie?
I do have a favorite movie, Step Brothers. Step Brothers is my favorite movie.
Well, someone else on your team also said that they liked watching Step Brothers recently, so you'll just have to
Really?
watch that video to find out who it was, and then you guys can watch it together and have a good laugh.
All right, I'll figure it out.
So, do you have a nickname that people call you or a name that you most commonly go by?
Most recently, just a couple people. Actually, the assistant coach Cameron kind of started this. He just calls me all just short, simple on the field. He can yell it out, and I know what he's saying, know what he's talking to.
So, if you could have a closet full of one item, what would your closet be full of?
Ooh, probably shoes. I'm getting more into shoes now.
Shoes. So, you are not the first person to say that.
I
And
know.
actually, all of the athletes that I've interviewed have said shoes, and I've talked about this every time that all of you just have so much in common because you all just love shoes, and some of our athletes even collect them. So,
Well, for athletes, it can be soccer cleats. It can be indoors, runners, just any kind of shoes. It's the best thing.
yeah, I mean, shoes are the best thing. Soda or sparkling water?
Soda,
Flip-flops or sneakers?
sneakers,
Baseball or football?
football,
Cats or dogs?
dogs,
Fall or spring?
spring,
The beach or the mountains?
beach,
Reading or watching?
watching,
Driving or flying?
driving,
Bungee jump or skydive?
skydive,
And then cardio or strength training?
strength training.
Awesome. So that brings me to the end of the entire interview, but I hope that I get to interview you in person soon. I know this was a different system and a weird way to do an interview, but I appreciate you coming on here to speak with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Hopefully we can have that in-person one soon.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you, too.
Hold up.